STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. When you were small, did you ever see someone try to make a phone with a few cans and some string? Have you ever wondered how that worked and how you can make one for yourself? If you said yes to any of these questions, then you've come to the right place. The materials you will need to make your own tin can telephone are 2 tin cans. If you don't have any cans, you can also use plastic cups, a hammer and a nail to make the hole in the can, about 18 feet or so of string, and an adult to help you. Have an adult poke a hole in the bottom of the can by hammering the nail into it. Have them thread the string through the hole in the can and tie a knot at the end inside of the can. Be careful during this step because the sides of the can may be sharp. Repeat this to the other can with the opposite side of the string. Hold one of the cans and give the other to a friend. Have your friend walk away from you until the string is fully stretched out. This experiment will not work if the string is loose. The vibrations will have to be able to go through the string. This is why the string has to be tight. Hold one of the cans to your ear and have your friend talk into the other can. You will be surprised to see that you can hear your friend inside of your can. Sound is energy made out of vibrations. When you talk, your vocal cords rub together and send vibrations through the air. The vibrations can only travel so far in the air. This is why you can't hear someone talking if they're very far away. The tin can phone puts something between the two people for the sound vibrations to move through, the string. You can try this simple project at home. Try experimenting with the length of string. See how far away you can get before you stop hearing your friend. The device we will show you now is another way to make sound waves go further than they normally would. Instead of using a string, they bounce the sound across the room using large metal dishes. The sound is channeled up through the tube when you speak into it. It gets sent to the disc at the top, where it bounces the sound around. When some manage to escape, they get sent to the disc across the room. Disc 2 tries to bounce the sound around and direct it to the tube. When the tube receives the sound, it directs it toward the other person's ear.
Bionic Blackhawks, Team 2834.
This is a tube, this is a tube, this is a tube.
This is how the sound travels across the room. Cool, huh? Today we are interviewing Tom Murray. He is a violin maker and a repairman at Detroit Violin Company in Berkeley.
My name's Tom Murray. I'm what's called a luthier, and that is a maker or repairer of stringed musical instruments.
How did you get to where you are today?
This isn't where you start out going, this is where you end up going. What I'm doing now comes from a life of doing things that were interesting to me, and then this coalesced into what I am when I grow up.
How do you use STEAM in your job?
Well, the math portion of it has to do with all the geometry and the musical instruments that I fix. The art portion of it is because, it doesn't really matter how well an instrument plays. If people don't like the looks of it, they're not going to pick it up and play it to begin with. So there's an art portion of it. Technology really hasn't changed in 300 years unless you consider electronic instruments or electric instruments. That's certainly newer. Well, engineering in that the form of the instrument actually follows its function. The reason a violin has C-bouts on the side is to clear the bow, or to give clearance to the bow so that you can bow the higher and lower strings. Without engineering, that wouldn't have been possible. The C-bouts, if they weren't there and you didn't bow the instrument, the instrument would actually look more like a football. So the fact that it is bowed means that it has to look a certain way. The science, that's the science of acoustics. The woods involved in making a musical instrument are largely traditional. Let's go back 300 years. What they had to work with was animals, vegetables, or minerals. If you couldn't cut it down or dig it up, well, you had to go kill one. So that's all they really had to make things with. And in Europe, there's spruce, there's maple, so there's your woods. The ebony's that's a tropical wood, but still largely used due to its density and its durability. The glue is animal because it's actually glued together with hide glue. It's a gelatin. It's an actual animal protein. As it dries, the proteins coil up, grabbing the wood, and they form a very thin crystalline bond that's as close to being wood to wood as you can get. It's a brittle bond it's good for tone transfer. It doesn't insulate the sound waves as they move from one piece of wood to the next. The animal is the hair, well actually the animal's the glue, but also the hair on the bow is animal, it's a horse hair. Mineral would be, modern strings would be mineral because they're largely steel-based or alloy-based, where they used to be intestine. Yep, they talk about catgut, but it was actually sheep gut that they made the strings out of. They called it catgut because it was a way of protecting the industry from people wanting to get into the industry because it was considered bad luck to kill a cat. So who would want to go into an industry where you kill cats all the time? So it was sheep gut.
What classes in school prepared you for your job?
Math, art, definitely art and math, but science also, descriptive geometry. Once you understand how the world goes together, considering there are only so many ways that things actually get put together. Once you understand that, then that opens up to you. But the School of Hard Knocks has taught me quite a lot too. It's not all textbook. There's a large part of going out into the world and actually doing these things that allows me to do my job. So much of it is based on muscle memory and not just rote learning.
What is one piece of advice you would give to young people?
Whatever it is you choose to do for a living, pick something you like because you're going to be doing a lot of it. I love working on instruments. That being said, at this point I've cut in the tens of thousands of violin bridges. It's okay for me to do that because that's what I love, that's what I enjoy, that's where I like spending my time. This is interesting to me and I learn something new every day. So with that, never stop learning, but you have to pick something you love. Thank you.
Okay, so Maya answered our question for the Robotics Cable Show in the school year, and since it's summer, we had to come and find her at home, right? So you answered our question correctly, and you won our prize for the month, or this summer. So here is our ticket for you for the Michigan Science Center, and also a hat for the University of Michigan. Congratulations! This month's question is, what is the name of the force that forces you to the side of the car when you make a sharp turn? Answers to this question can be submitted on our team website, www.team2834.com, by October 28th. One lucky person who answers the question will win a prize. Good luck!